at Rave TV channel. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Rave TV. Download the Rave TV app on iOS, Windows, and Android to view us on the go. Rave TV. So exciting.
When you did.
Yes, welcome back. It's the book review segment of the show, and today we're talking strict business. A lot of people want to know how to make their product services to get to wider audience and, of course, result in sales. Because no matter what you do, and people find a way too hard to understand how to improve on the system that they have right now. And of course, I have someone in the house who will be leading us through the art of content marketing, and is none other than Onyeka Chemele. Welcome on the show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, the business of content marketing is your book. Everybody, want to write on something, maybe love, the rest. Why choosing to go strictly business,
Yes. These are very interesting times globally. And if you're not talking about, especially when people are being laid off from their work, people are working remotely. I was looking for a subject matter that clearly speaks to the dictates of this time. I was looking at helping people because at the end of the day, if you're not making money, I don't know
you shared your story that was interesting to me, so I just can't but mention it. The one that your father caught you when you could not find change on time. Tell us that story there by yourself.
Please, there's something that... Okay, those were also... That's why I told you, it's a very practical book. It's not a book from the internet or something.
So I want to hear the gist.
Yes, there were times when I go out there, I try to survive. You know what I mean? Now, while you're working for that, you're looking for something to put in your pocket. It's still part of the entrepreneurship anyway. But this fateful day, he caught me, and I couldn't do
because you could not find change on time.
Exactly.
All right. I mean, when I read it yesterday, I was just rolling over and over again because all of us at one time or the other, except you have not sold something for your parents or with your parent before, so if you're like, oh, this is my story, this guy is talking about me. All right, now, let's talk about the strategies for content marketing. A lot of people feel like it's rocket science right now. And they are like, oh, okay, all these things, the social media, they are there. Or maybe before we even talk about strategy for content marketing, because you took us into the history of marketing, branding, and getting good sales. You spoke about the Coca-Cola experience and several other brands. Just give us a quick run of that insight before we now talk about the modern strategies that are available now.
Okay. The background here is simple. Traditional marketing is being phased away because traditional marketing do not really give you that awareness this will give you. That's just the difference. And so what we are stressing here specifically is what can people have about you, or what information can they get about you before they even meet you as a business? What is out there? What can they consume?
Their interest.
Exactly. So you need to, not everybody is going to come to your workplace and buy your product and services. You need to have a very articulate online presence. And that presence holds them. They have a total picturesque of what you do. They mentally can connect with your business before they
even enter your physical space. Now, you mentioned some of the strategies by which one can make that happen. Itemize them.
Well, you can use social media. Social media is a very powerful tool. Of course, a lot of people do not know that what they do with their social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube is key. It's not an hello, hi platform anymore. People need to know what you do. That's why sometimes I tell people, be very emphatic with what you do. Let people know if you're a tailor, let us have pictures of what you do, pictorial representation of what you do on your social platform. Podcasts too. People speak. Yesterday, I was at a live podcast with somebody where I was just sharing insight on something like this, important skills entrepreneurs should have. So what this thing does is it gives people total understanding of what your brand represents or what you do. And then, I mean, they can really say this is what you do, and it will also give you your, what I call your own traction. People now know, okay, this is what we want, this is the person we want, and then they go, yes.
You also mentioned blogs and ebook as part of the system through which one can reach customer. Now, you spoke about ebook, and of course, a lot of people are tempted, they want to write an ebook, but it's just all advertising. I've downloaded several ebooks before that. Once you read from page 1 to 10, you are already pissed off because they are only rambling back to back about it, and you warned against that in your book. Now, tell us more about it.
Okay, first of all, the ebook, these things I've come to say, the ebook is a very delicate, it has its pros and cons, because the truth is this, as we've gotten to an age where we can disseminate information, they can also take your ebook very far. It has its own advantage, but the disadvantage is you may not get the monetary value right now of these things. So sometimes I'm telling people, use the platforms. And as a budding entrepreneur, sometimes you're not very concerned with the instant gratification. When I mean instant gratification, I mean the money. You're out there, you want to create a brand, you want to build a presence. You might not literally smile home immediately when you start. The ebook is a platform that is supposed to disseminate what you do out there, hold your own audience, and with time, the other leverages will come true.
All right, let's talk about content that will make up all of these things, because even what you put on social media, on ebooks, on blog, how do we tell stories like the example of those stories that you use in the old advertising that made, even in the modern era, that made some of those keywords the most searched, and gave the brands higher visibility? How do we go about telling a story that can work for all seasons and for all situations?
First of
because
all,
you gave an example.
Yes, I gave, but I just want to tell you, if you have a unique story, your customers are looking at their own experience from your own story. So you just share your story. And so I'm not putting out the Coca-Cola issue here, because that was a specific story at that time. You are a human being, you're passing through real life experiences. If you can match your experiences with a brand product, people want to see themselves in your stories. In the bid to do that, you are having what I call an emotional resonance with them. It is that emotional resonance that becomes sales and service. It is what they now feel with you that make them come. So strictly what I say is share your story. Your story is part of, there's a unique story you have, bring it out there. Find a business that can match it. If you want, I can bore you with something now with the soap I was using in the past. Before we diversified into Clear Nature, I'm sorry, I'm calling the name, it wasn't very vibrant. We needed to sell these things. We had product that wasn't moving. So what did we do at the time? The one that was not moving was merged with the one that was moving in form of a discount. And then, to cut long story short, there was sales. But
like the example you gave about selling a mattress and also selling bed sheets alongside.
They are complementary goods.
With it. Now, you, in your analysis of content marketing, which you've made us understand from your book is the gold mine now, you spoke about the process of blogging, how to get target audience, because even when we need to share our story is not for everybody.
Yes.
It must be for a niche audience or a niche group. Now, can you just itemize again all those process so that a person who is setting out to take your advice and start something online to get better exposure will be able to have, oh, even before I can get the book, these are the things the author said on the show that I can quickly do?
Okay, first of all, I tell people you want to get your target audience. Everybody's on Facebook. okay? There are groups speaking to specific needs on Facebook. In as much as there everybody there, these groups are targeted to solving specific problem. Find a way to key into those groups. That's one of the vibrant, it works every time, because in the bid to being in that group, listening to them, you upgrade your skills. Sometimes too, you meet people who are better than you. And then just like Amos chapter 3, verse 3, when two people agree, there's the nexus, and then things come out. So find your target audience. Find people speaking the same language with you. I think that's the most important.
So how do people get this book?
Yes, the book is on Amazon and also on Okada Books. I think the links are there. It will be on the screen maybe shortly. I don't know.
But you can just say it out so that other people who want to connect with you directly can...
Okay, if they want to connect directly with me in purchasing of the book, they can go to my platforms, my pages on Facebook. I'm Chemile Onyeka Michael on Facebook. Okay. And then I'm on my web blog. I run a page, a writing service, and also a business page on Facebook. It's different from what on my Facebook page. Okay. They can key into it too. It's called Kizzy, K-I-Z-Z-Y. It's a pen name, but it's now diversified into a business name.
You add Y in front of your own keys so that it will not be like Daniel's keys.
No, it's not Kizzy.
I understand.
No, it's not the other guy. Yeah.
All right, so that's Facebook. Twitter?
Twitter at Kizzy Michaels.
Okay. Instagram?
At Kizzy Michaels.
At Kizzy Michael. All right. There you have it. Now, what will be your take home for everyone starting out afresh? That, okay, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have Twitter, you have WhatsApp, but this is what you should do when starting out. Because some people want to jump and be like the already famous name and all the rest, but because they don't know what those exact starting points are really. Okay,
if you want to start, the way up is down. So you must pass through the rudimentary stage. First of all, they should devote time in getting the requisite knowledge, which is why we have books like this that are written, which is its intention is to broaden scope and widen horizon. So if they can read this, it install and upgrade their operating system on the inside. Then two, when you are upgraded, you try out, you venture out. If the beautiful thing about this is in the doing. So you execute, you have friends and family, you have people who are...
They try it with.
Exactly, you can use them as your first point of call. And then with that, I think the sky is the start point.
Thank you very much, Onyeka Chemile, for sharing this insight with us this morning. By the way, I like your gold combination.
Thank you. Yes, it's dressed by Boo Boo Clothes, a friend of mine, and I think he's watching too.
You will pay for advertisement. Thank you so much for joining us. Our Morning Rave continues shortly with the newspaper review segment. I have enjoyed and gained new insight, and I hope that you have done the same. But don't go anywhere because it's about to get hot and cranky. We'll be right back.